Welcome back, Blade fans, to a revisiting review here, a redux, a re-review, an appreciation of a particular blade from the Wee Knife Company. I did a review initially on this about a year prior to this one, and I felt that this knife was relatively unknown and yet possessed so many special qualities, not the least of which was the 2019 Blade Show Import Knife of the Year by a first-time designer at the time, Kellen Bogardus, and he's a Massachusetts native, I understand. Likes the outdoors, sports, so on and so forth, and he wanted to design one blade that could pretty much do it all. He did that, I believe, gave us great ergonomics. Yes, it's an expensive package, coming in at $278 as of today, or in early December, on White Mountain Knives. And I'm going to leave you a link, and I'll probably leave you a link to Blade HQ as well, just because it appears as though there's only one handle color variation in stock at White Mountain as of this recording. But this is the 037, and it's an interesting name for a knife from Wee because it's only a number. It's their stock number 910, and depending upon what color you get a different number. This is being the bronze is the 910A. So it's only called the 037. I haven't read what the significance of that is with the designer, with Kellen Bogardus, but you know, that's kind of cool. We're used to Tucson and some other companies using only numbers for the most part. Let's take a look at this interesting knife that looks sort of maybe plain and ordinary at first. You got a long drop point, 4-inch blade. You've got jimping. You've got a thumb swale right there. Thumb fits perfectly. There's almost no knife that has ergonomics that are better than this. And I've got quite a few blades. It's a frame lock with a hardened steel insert. Here's where it starts to depart from looking usual. We have a clip that is resting over an inset in the handle, so we have a very low profile clip that is close to deep carry, has plenty of spring to it. It's titanium, the handle's titanium. The blade on this, although barely marked, and usually they've been hiding them on the Wee knives, but this is an M390 blade, so it's a higher end steel, super steel, etc. It has a beautiful bead blast on it that almost glows. You can see it hasn't seen a lot of use. Okay, has been carried, has been used, has held up well. It's got a really nice contouring to the handle that's slightly arched, fits into the palm perfectly. Doesn't matter if you want to go point down. You got a nice thumb ramp there for point down, and almost looks upswept the way the blade is. You have a massive finger choil. I don't know if massive is the right word, but you have a full finger choil with lots of room for almost any index finger. You could hold it that way for your detail cutting. It is sharp as all get out, as most Wee and Civivi knives are, the way they come through. You got some nice, interesting milling here. And here's where we get unusual again from a fairly ordinary looking knife. Those are your disassembly screws. So these handle halves will come apart by removing those two screws. So I'm going to show you a breakdown of the knife, not one that I did, but one that is out on the web. Took a screenshot of it. So I can get rid of the reflections. There is the knife disassembled, and look at the huge amount of interior millwork and skeletonizing that's done. And here are your attachment points. Here and over here. There's your blade. There is the award, Most Innovative Imported Design 2019 Blade Show. So that's pretty cool. Now, that makes it a light knife. So I told you it has a 4-inch blade, that much I know. What do we have for a weight for a 4-inch blade? That's the question. Four ounces on the nose. So perfectly meets that formula, if you follow it, of 1 ounce per inch. 4 full inches of blade. Absolutely. And then some. I would call it 4.1 with a cutting edge of right around 3.7. So you still got plenty of cutting edge. If you pinch up and hold the knife this way, you've got a lot of control over it. It locks right in. This finger groove right here, and you do have a groove here, but it doesn't confine you too much. I mean, for my hand, this is like a perfect fit. I do realize that, let me take a ring off here. I do realize that not everybody's hands are the same size. One moment. Thought I was hearing an equipment malfunction in the other room. We're multi-purpose around here. So I think probably one of the most well-balanced blades, and I mean that in weight and feel as well as in looks and ergonomics, that you can come across. You got a really nice stonewash on the handle. Comes in black, comes in blue, comes in this bronze. I think it comes in one other color. Yes, it's expensive. It's the steel, it's the construction. And speaking of the construction, you can see that we have hidden lock pins inside. There's that track right in there, and there's your pins. So when it opens, you don't see where it's locking up at all, because it's locking up underneath inside that handle. Just, I think, a knife that deserves a little more attention. Is it a budget knife? Absolutely not, unless you can find a used one somewhere, but I don't know too many people that own this that want to get rid of it. It's just such a perfectly designed and constructed blade. Fine enough point without losing too much material out near the point. And let's put it up against another wee knife. Here's the Fornix. The reason I pulled this out is that very much the same. It's a stonewash titanium knife, only this one's got the stonewash blade instead of the bead blasted blade. The Fornix is a smaller knife, but if you have it, you'll see some comparisons here in terms of size. And the Fornix will open either with the flipper tab or with the opening hole. Nice knife as well. If we put this up against another larger knife, here it is against the Rat 1 from Ontario. It is, yes, a bit bigger. It is, yes, a longer blade by about a 1/2 inch, it would seem. And overall, if we switch around the perspective here, definitely longer overall than the Rat 1 and way more expensive. Well, hope you enjoyed this re-review or redux of the WE 037 designed by Kellen Bogardus. And look up Kellen. He's got an Instagram presence and looks like he's designing some more stuff. So if it's along the lines of this one, I would definitely be interested. Hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. This Old Sword, signing out.